everyone, my name is Layla. I'm the operations specialist here at Qwalifize Staffing and Consulting, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about resumes. Here at Qwalifize, we're reviewing job seekers' resumes daily, so we know which resumes are appealing to us and to our employer clients. I know that writing a resume is not always the funnest part about job seeking, but we're here to give you a few tips and tricks that we think will help you land an interview. Let's start with, what's the point of a resume? We all have to write a resume when applying to a job, an internship, or for a scholarship. But what is the purpose of a resume? The purpose of a resume is to highlight your key accomplishments, your skills, and your experiences. Think of it as an advertisement. You're advertising yourself as a worker and as a person. Your resume is the golden ticket to getting you face-to-face time in person or virtually with your next potential employer. First piece of advice, keep it simple. Use clear section headings and subheadings, and be sure to make them stand out using bold type, capital letters, and/or a different color. Just be sure everything stays black and white. Second piece of advice, make sure there's plenty of white space. An overstuffed resume can sometimes be hard to read, but also don't leave it too empty. Third piece of advice, and very important, skip the fancy graphics. Nowadays, your resume is being put through a scanning software, and if you use anything other than Microsoft Word or Google Docs, you may run into some scanning errors, and so to avoid that, just keep it simple. Microsoft Word and Google Docs have plenty of resume samples that you can tweak, make your own, and it's very user-friendly. Let's get into the do's and don'ts. Tailor your resume to align with the job description of the job you're applying for. What I mean by this is, there are keywords located in the job description that the employers are looking to find in your resume, and if they don't include those keywords, sometimes you may just be skipped over. Add quantifying evidence when listing your job duties. For example, instead of putting manage the Facebook page, you could put revamped the business page that has led to over 70,000 followers in the past year. See the difference? Most definitely, do extra spelling and grammar checks before exporting your resume anywhere. It's best to have someone else proofread it as well. You'd be surprised at how many employers skip over to the next resume as soon as they see a spelling or grammar error. Moving on to the don'ts, let's start with don't include your home address, at least not your full address. It's fine to include the state, the city, and the zip code, but never your street address. Also, don't include a picture of yourself. A picture of yourself and your home address is just unnecessary information taking up valuable space. Don't use personal pronouns such as I, she, him, her, etc. This makes your resume sound more personal rather than professional. Instead, just skip the word altogether. So instead of saying I created, just say created. Instead of saying I managed, just say managed. Remember, this is your resume. Your name is at the top. So you don't really have to include the word I. Don't use a fancy font that's not easily readable to anyone reviewing your resume. Times New Roman and Arial, size 12, is the ideal font and size. Now that we're all done with the do's and don'ts, I have some bonus tips for those who have made it this far in the video. Bonus tip number 1, you may want to skip an objective and just put a robust summary, which is an overview of your skills, experiences, and technical proficiencies. Just remember to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Bonus tip number 2, you may want to list the applications, softwares, or programs that you used under each job history. This really stands out to employers. Also, make sure that the first 3 bullet points include the most important information. As humans, we read a few and we skim a few. It happens. For more videos like this where we discuss interviewing tips, resume tips, and much more, be sure to subscribe to Qwalifize Staffing and Consulting. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave some more tips in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Bonus tip number 1, you may want to skip the objective and just put a robust. Bonus tip number 1, you may just want to skip the Why can't I talk? Like this, where we discuss resume tips, interview tips, and much more. Be sure to subscribe to Most definitely do extra spelling and grammar checks before exporting your resume everywhere. Export it everywhere.